Hey, this is Joel with American Giants. I just wanted to do a quick video. I'm trying to do more videos. They're a lot of fun. I don't often have time, but I randomly pick things that's happened in the last few years that I've just, well documented, but I've never taken the time to edit it and show you. So I wanted to take you back to something that happened probably in a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And there's this guy named Pete in Mentone, California. Many of you guys have been there, and he's got the Bunyan in his front yard with everything else in the world that's cool, right? The airplanes from old movies and you name it, he's got it. He's got like 100 boat motors hanging on his fence out there. Really cool guy. And my buddy Damian from Los Angeles went out and visited Pete sometime after I'd been there. I'd never met Pete though. He was gone when I was there. And photographed a bunch of the stuff from the street. And then my friend Damian went out there and he actually sent me this video.
Joel, here.
Hey, my name is Pete. Joel, how are you?
Joel, Pete's got another man. He's got a conquistador. His hat's over there in the corner.
Let me flip that hat over and get another shot. See the hat?
That's a big hat.
Big hat.
And these parts are really interesting because they're so random. There's a Texaco Big Friend Legs, super rare giant. And then there's a cut up torso of a Bunyan or Muffler Man. Could have fit anything really. There was a piece of an arm. There was part of a face. And then there was a pushcart Tony hat of all things. So just like this random group of IF objects. I started doing some research and looking through some of the Terry Nelson collection pictures. Terry was a painter at International Fiberglass, and one of his slides showed like this building that I've seen in many of his slides, and it was kind of this open air but covered building, and in it, under that roof, you can see a torso that's cut just like the one that Pete had. And so it I came up with this theory that basically there were some random parts and leftovers from IF that somehow Pete got from a collector that had picked them up.
The other pieces, a man approached me to, I don't know, he came by and said he had parts of Paul Bunyan, and so I went up and looked, and I ended up getting them. And that must have been 20 years ago for sure.
And, so you got just some leftover parts, including the hat behind me. And so I contacted Pete and was able to go and pick up all these parts on one of my work trips. Pete helped me load everything on my trailer, and we haul all this stuff back. But I had been in contact, and you guys can do this too. We don't just sell. We specialize in restoring originals, and that's our passion, is all the original stuff. But we will make new parts, and so every once in a while we get an order for like a Paul Bunyan head or something that's new. And this school teacher named Eli in Idaho had ordered a Paul Bunyan head from us, brand new Paul Bunyan head. And he wanted the rest of it, but it's expensive to buy these parts. So when I picked up this stuff, this torso had the arms cut off of it in a really weird way. And I didn't really have a use for it, and it's an original piece, which is cool. So I contacted Eli and I said, hey, do you want this torso? And of course he did. He's a school teacher, and he really wanted to put it in his classroom. And I'm all for that. Educate the kids on Muffler Men, right? Texaco Big Friend Legs here, and the pushcart Tony hat. I've got Eli and Brady. And they have come all the way from Idaho, North Idaho, to get a torso piece. You can see around the front here. And he's got a Muffler Man head, so he thought that would be a good match. So I'm going to unload that right now, and then I'm going to head back to Colorado with the rest of this stuff. So that was really rewarding to hang out with them, have breakfast with them, And basically, and then watch what Eli did with the thing. He took it home, completely restored it, kind of the way we do, sanded it down, painted it, looks fabulous. Put the head on it that he'd purchased from us a year or so before, and got this thing in his classroom. So the kids have a muffler man, a Bunyan muffler man in their classroom. There was a piece of a Muffler Man arm. I gave that to my buddy Delvin at the museum in Victorville, California, or loaned it to him. I forget the deal we had. And then the Texaco Big Friends legs, they came to Colorado and spent years in a field here, and I sanded on them as well, getting them ready for restoration. And then just the other day, Michael was out here with his trailer and his truck and everything, so he hauled them back to our shop. So our goal is to restore that Texaco Big Friend. We believe it's the Victorville Texaco Big Friend or a random piece from the IF lot. We really don't know for sure. But he's taking that back along with the Grants Pass Muffler Man that I sanded here in Colorado. So just a cool side story, kind of update you guys on what we're doing with some of the pieces and parts we get. And really looking forward to, and eventually we'll restore this, this pushcart Tony hat behind me, and we hope to hang it in our museum. And a lot of you have been asking about the museum. I'm really excited about it. I can't tell you everything about it, including where it's going to be, just because we're not that far in the process. But we've done some artwork for it, and we can show you that. And I'm working on a lot of cool things, social media, website, and all that for the museum. So that's really a big project that I haven't been talking a lot about just because I can't yet. But it's very exciting and probably going to be a big part of what we do and what we talk about in the next few years. But that's an update from American Giants.
Oh, it lays down?
Yeah.
Can you get the shoulder shot too?
Oh, yeah. It was made for it, yeah.